Yo, what it is, what it is. It's me, JR, your boy, Tacos and Workouts. Do me a huge favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tacos and Workouts, and don't forget to follow us on Spotify under the What It Is podcast. Let's get started with today's show.
Órale, como this is me, Little Hater. And guess what, Doug? This podcast is brought to you by Tapatio Nuts. You had me at hola. So go out and get some of these nuts. These Tapatio nuts. What it is, what it is. Podcast.
Hey, look, Mom, I made it on TV. Welcome everybody to my show. I'm glad to have you. Look, man, it's been a long time and we finally made it and we're here. You know what? Don't forget to follow us on the Tacos and Workouts channel on YouTube. And we have that Spotify, What It Is podcast. And you know, it's one big party and you're all invited. So if you guys want to reach out to me and you guys want to be part of my show, it's an open door policy. Everybody's welcome. You know what? And let's create some good quality content. And with that said, let's bring our good guest all the way from New York himself. We got the king, and here he is.
Yo,
What it is with King Mexico.
what it do, y'all? I already see ya. See the homie over here. He was on my show, so it was only fair for me to jump on his. Thank you, bro, for reaching out. We on this day, and this is dope, bro.
Yeah,
I like your setup, B. I ain't gonna front, B. I gotta give you kudos on that. I got the whole mic thing going on, so I could hear myself, so I know how I sound, which is wild, bro. I was just on the other homie's podcast, and he put me onto the headphones. Prior to that, no headphones.
Yeah, man. There's definitely a reason why we're the best podcast in Long Beach, California, man. We got it all here at the Tacos and Workouts channel. And you know what? Thank you for coming, man. It's out of all the podcasters that I work with, you're my favorite one of my favorite podcasters to work with, man. So thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you, homie. But with that said, bro, I'm about to crack this bitch open right here, some New York. Oh.
It's all right. Nobody's watching. We're just on TV.
All right, so with that said, bro, I'm gonna pop this joint right here. Some Upstate New York is a dry IPA. And with that said, let's start this bad boy.
Oh man, my boy here, King Mexico, has a podcast. He's got a couple of podcasts actually. He's got his King Mexico podcast, and he's got his how is it, Brujos podcast?
Brujos, and then just started the Talking podcast.
Okay.
Based out of my boy's tattoo shop. So I go over there and then I hit record, and it's whatever the hell we talk about.
Yeah, man. Let's get down to it, man. Let's go ahead and talk about let's go line by line. Let's talk about your first podcast. What it is you do in that podcast, then we'll move on to the Brujos and so on.
Yeah, so with that said, the first podcast, which is King Mexico, which is one of my first shirts I made, and started. People were like, yo, make apparel, but little baby steps. And King Mexico podcast is basically myself bringing people that I find entertaining or interesting, and it all depends on the field. So I've had rappers, I've had painters, I had toy makers, car guys. What else? Oh, drug consultants. So also, if you need rehab and stuff like that, I've had those people on. I had LBG. I forgot the rest of the letters. I'm sorry, guys. Don't kill me. So yeah, I just have a mixture of people, man. And I just like, let's say yourself, right?
Okay.
I caught you, right? I got wind of you. I looked at you. I was like, yo, I like this dude. I'm like, I want to know what makes him. Like, what makes you produce and made you come into this whole world of podcasts and your workout and your tacos, and you broke it down on my show when you came on. I was like, yo, you see, like, it's like, yo, I like tacos, and you started working out at the same time. You could have been, oh, you see that, I'm not even gonna say that, but there was a guy who lost a lot of weight eating a certain thing.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, he got into trouble, right?
But that's why I'm not gonna say that. I'm
We all
not
know who he
saying
is. We're not talking about him.
we're not talking about him, but you understand. We talking about the good thing
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? So when
I
you
hear
broke
you.
that down, I was like, yeah, that shit is dope. And then you have your little hater, which believe it or not, a lot of heads love that shit, bro.
Yeah,
A
little
lot of
hater's got his own thing.
so a lot of people be like, yo, I like that little hater.
Yeah, little hater, man. Me and him are battling it out, man. He's still,
Really?
yeah, man. You know what? I think I told you then from the very beginning he was trying to take over my podcast, right? And he's still at it every day. He tries to come on. He tries to steal my light, and I'm like, hey, buddy, get away. But every once in a while, he'll jump on and he'll take a full episode. He's making moves, man. Little hater's getting out there, man. He's doing things.
So yeah, man. So basically, if I find you engaging and I want to know more about you, I'm gonna reach out to you, and hopefully you agree, or if you don't agree, it's cool with me, because eventually one day you'll come on the show, and I'm like, all right, cool. When I get you, I get you. If you don't have time, then it is what it is, like you would say.
Yeah, man, and you made it all the way to Mexico, to New York, man. You went too far, brother. You were supposed to stop by in California, man, and stay in California, but you went all the way to New York, man. How'd that story come about?
Now I was born and raised in New York, so
Oh, okay, all right.
so Mama Dukes and Papa Dukes, they migrated to NY and shit, settled down, got together, made some babies. And yeah, I grew up in Brooklyn, so it was at the time it was a rough neighborhood, you know what I mean? And it's going back to that, which is stupid. You know what I mean? Like people think like violence, drug dealing, robbing, doing all this negative shit is good. But nah, bro, like we don't need all that. Cause as you get older, you realize like, yo, I don't really need all this negativity, all this wild shit these kids are doing nowadays. But then again, I was one of them kids, you get me? And I was
Yeah,
in that stupid hood mindset. And I
yeah.
think we need to, well, as parents, we need to tell the kids, like, yo, don't wild out like that. Like, that shit ain't worth it. Like, what is it for? Like me, I used to play in a crack house, bro. It was literally across the street. And it was fun. You know what I mean? It was fun. There was a lot of shit that I did that I wouldn't want my kids to do nowadays. But it was hella fun, bro. Would I go back and come back as a different person? You know how sometimes people are like, oh, would you redo your life? Nah. My childhood, I'll leave that shit as is because it made me who I am today. Maybe once I got to like high school and shit, I'll be like, all right, cool, bro. I'll talk to myself. Like that movie. Have you seen it with Ryan Reynolds? When he comes back in time?
Uh,
It's a new one.
Ryan Reynolds. No, I haven't seen it.
All right, cool, cool. So he comes back in time and he has a conversation with his young self. So I don't want to mess that up. You know what I mean? But
No, you
yeah,
know what? I'm not gonna watch that movie. So go ahead. Spoiler alert. Get to it, man. If you want to talk about it.
so he basically comes from the future to the past to talk to himself because he got stuck in some time warp shit. And he's trying to tell his dad, like, yo, don't make this time machine because by you making this time machine, you're fucking a lot of things up. Oh,
It's alright, man. It's who you are.
so you're messing up the time machine, but then there's people who take so
Yeah.
much, so much. What is that word I'm looking for right now? I'm like, they basically take advantage of them going in time, and so especially the head person and stuff. And it's like everything, like let's say you go into stocks, you become millions making money betting, gambling, so you make such a big profit. So he came back and he destroys his machine with his dad and him as a kid, but it just left it at that. So I don't know what happened to him as an adult. But in the movie, it kind of says wherever it ends out, it's not going to be the same. You get me? Now how they tell us that if you go back in time, you're gonna mess up the timeline.
The timeline. Yeah.
Yeah, they like, nah, that don't really happen. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, man. So you wouldn't change your past because it formed you to be who you are, And
Yeah.
but yeah, you said that you kind of like invite like you reach out to different people who you want, and and it varies it. So you're not just like some people have like tailored podcasts for like a specific niche, and that's what you do, but you look at it as an overall aspect, and interesting people, interesting guests, and just have good conversations. That's what
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah, I just want to know what makes them tick. You know what I mean? I want to know what switches the button for them to create the contact they're currently in their craft. Because most of them are like, I would say they're a master in their craft. You get me?
Yeah.
Like they got into a point where it's like they already got the ball rolling. They're not just starting. They're already in it. You get me? They're already rumbling in the whole mix of things.
And how long have you been actually doing your podcast?
I just made a year in August last year, so this will be my second year.
Okay, wow, you've done so many different episodes in 1 year, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. It's sometimes it kind of backtracks and stuff because it's
Yeah.
hard to get a guess. But at the end of the day, you got to keep trooping. You're gonna get a lot of no's. That's what I tell a lot of people who come on the podcast game. If you want to start interviewing individuals, do not feel bad for yourself. Do not feel like you're always gonna get a yes. Trust me, you're always gonna get no's, and then you're also gonna get them people you want to have on your show. That's gonna take a while. It might take you up to 6 months to land that interview, guys. 6 months, but you just got to be patient. You got to understand that when you're reaching out to individuals, they have a busy schedule. They don't have an open schedule. So do you. You might, have a busy schedule as well, and you're trying to fit them in. But you always got to remember that you're working with their time. You're not working with your time.
Yeah, that's so true, man. You know what? And it's true. Sometimes you reach out to people, and sometimes you want to work with them, and sometimes you don't. And sometimes when you tell people that you don't want to work with them, that their feelings get hurt. And it's it happens. Some people don't realize that they're on different timelines and stuff like that. And you're right. You have to be a little bit more professional in the manner you handle certain things, and you can't get your feelings hurt because somebody doesn't decide to work with you, man. Maybe it's not the right fit, not the right moment, or whatever, man. But yeah, this podcasting thing ain't easy. But what got you started though on doing your podcast?
I always wanted to do a podcast. I think ever since like '05, bro. But I always wanted to do it with the fams, bro. Like I always wanted to do it like my cousins. We used to do retail, right? So that's that better point of view. So before I think there was even the show The Office, I used to chill in the stock room because I was a stock person. And I used to always be like, yo, what's up if we just started recording ourselves, like video and just like showing it out there, you know what I mean? Posting it out and just sharing it with the world, the stupid shit that we talking about. Because, yo, there's things that we used to do because we used to also work at night, bro. There was a time when we had a Nerf war fight in this store, bro. Because it was 3 floors.
Yeah.
This department store was 3 floors, bro. Yo, we had a blast that night, bro. So imagine if that would have been on like YouTube and shit.
Yeah. So like you guys are just like hitting each other with Nerf balls, hiding inside the store, and just like being
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah,
Yo,
that
there was another one, bro. We actually had a fucking water balloon fight.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. We had a whole water balloon fight. We were like throwing water balloons. So at the end of before the store opened, or like we timed it, we had to make sure that we had enough time to clean up. So we had to clean up all that water. We also used to play hide and seek.
Man, how old are you guys? 22, 20, 23?
Yeah,
Yeah.
about I think it was about that age, bro.
Yeah, because I remember doing stuff like that when I was supposed to be working. And also, I worked retail for man. That was one of the best jobs I had. Retail, man. I loved it, man. Yeah, I had tons of fun working retail, man.
Yeah, and also with my cousins, we used to talk a lot, bro. Like the same way we're having the conversation right now, but we used to OD, like crack on each other, have wild jokes, like jokes that I'm pretty sure like today people would be bringing those jokes if we would have made it. They probably would have like, oh, we need to cancel the guys and shit because they are redlining on their past. But I'm like, that person that we were, that would be about 20 years. No,
Yeah, 20 years ago.
about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Or 15 years ago, give or take.
Yeah.
That mentality is no. We still have
No,
those jokes, but we gotta censor ourselves because
yeah,
we live
it's no
sensitive
longer
children.
acceptable
Yeah,
to be like that. Yeah. Even though if it's just in a joking manner, right?
yeah, man. If not, you're gonna get smacked.
You're gonna get Will Smith coming up to you, right?
You go, blah.
Yeah, so what happened? You said you wanted to start it with your boys, but where they at?
They never wanted to pull the trigger with me, bro. So then COVID hit, and my wife was like, "Yo, you always wanted to do that shit. Like you've been talking about it, doing it for years." She's like, "How about you go start it? Just start it." She's like, "See where it goes." So if you catch my first episodes, I was just literally going through my phone and recording on voice notes or voice memo on Apple, and then
Yeah.
posting up directly. And I went online. I was looking up how to post up my show and stuff.
Hmm.
And yeah, from there it just started. And then eventually I was like, yo, let me bring some people on that I know. So I would reach out to some of my friends. And I started bringing them onto the show. And we were having cool conversations. And then I was like, yo, they came on the show. We had a, decent chat. People hit it. They listened. I'm like, yo, let me see if I could bring other people from that I don't know. So that's when I started emailing, sending DMs. And then some of my friends would reference other people. It's like, yo, have this person on. Bring them on. I know them. They probably, they'd be more than happy to come on. So I was like, all right. Hit them up. They'll come on. And next thing you know, I'm getting yes. I'm getting no's. But eventually it picks up. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden you got a wave of people like, yeah. I was like, yo, this is cool. And it felt good. And then in one of the shows, I had Manny, who's the guy who's my co-host for Brewhost. And that's how that started. Because when he was on the show, I didn't know that he used to brew beer. Like he was brewing beer at his house, at his apartment. So I was like, what? He's like, yeah. So I'm like, what? And then somewhere in the show, we just like, yo, how about we start this? How about we start a show called Brewhost? That's us just reviewing beer and just basically telling people what we taste, not what. You know how when you get a review on a beer, they be like, and they give you like the professional joint.
Yeah, all that phony baloney stuff.
Yeah, so I was like, yo, bro, let's do that. But we're gonna give people what we see in the beer, like what our notes are. Like if it tastes like this beer that I would say like tastes like cheap champagne, and that would be a 40 Old English. For me, it tastes like cheap champagne.
Yeah.
And then like little notes like that, like there was another one that tastes like cough syrup. So I'm like, yo, it tastes like cough syrup. So these are, tastes that everybody knows of.
Yeah.
Like, we know that flavor. It'd be like, oh, it tastes like a Italian iced, like a cherry Italian iced.
So you kind of make it like relative, so like the common person could understand. And when I said like that phony baloney stuff, is because you bring realness to that aspect of your show. Because sometimes like I went to a couple of wine tastings and everybody was just talking and I was like, what? And I was like, it's not that I didn't get it. It's just I saw the realness of what they were trying to make it. But I was like, all right, but yeah, you make it for your show for everybody.
Yeah, then at the beginning, we have beer news. So we give people what's currently happening in the world of beer. And another thing that I saw that was not there, a small history. So when we review a beer, we give you a small history on the brewery. So not just a review, we're giving you news, we're giving you history, and then we're giving you our opinion. And then we have like a segment, like if people send us something of their opinion, we just hit them with that.
Oh, okay. Do people ever send you beer for you to review?
Nah, they just
They just
send us what you call it? They send us like, oh, try this beer, try that beer, let us know.
okay. Yeah. Yeah, man, you know what? I used to be a big beer drinker. I used to like it. And then once I started like getting like closer to the end of me drinking, that's when craft beer like started popping off. And then like it was like $10 a beer or $12 a beer. And then like I stopped because I tasted a whole bunch of beers that were not up to par, and then I didn't even like them, and I was like, all right, and so I stopped drinking them.
You should you need some New York beer, bro. You need some East Coast Hudson River beer.
Hudson
Our
River,
water is different, bro. Our water is different. It tastes
man,
better.
is that water even safe enough for you to drink? Is it clean or is it filtered or what?
Well, the one upstate, you know what I mean? The one
Oh,
upstate,
okay.
there's a lot of creeks, lakes. So there's a lot of fresh water upstate when you go up. That's where we get our reservoir as well. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, we get our
Yeah.
reservoir from upstate, and it's pretty clean.
So it's cleaner up there. Oh, so
Mhm.
we have somebody who just checked you out, man. Checked out your
Okay.
channel. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We have a nice following here at the Tacos and Workouts YouTube channel. Um, yeah, man. That's crazy, man. That you like that craft beer and but I for myself I can't the one thing I didn't like about it is that I would drink like one or two and they were so heavy, and you see I used to like to drink like a lot of beers, so that's just like it would mess me up, man. It would keep me out of alignment.
And then another thing, here's a bonus, guys. So if you have family members that speak Spanish, we do it in Spanish as well, because that's another thing that we saw. There's not a lot of Spanish brewers or review on beer.
Oh, so your Brewholes podcast, you have it both in English and Spanish?
It's completely different though. The English, I would say, is a little bit more subtle. And then when we have those strong beers in the English, bro, when we get to the Spanish, yo, we be lit. We sometimes we're like, ugh.
You'll be slurring?
Yo, we be slurring, bro. We be out of it. It's like uncensored. There's the last episode I actually dropped.
Yeah.
I had to edit 15 minutes, bro. I edit 15 minutes out because I know a lot of people would have been pissed.
Okay.
Yo,
So how does your format work? You like you pre-recorded and then you put it on Spotify? Is that the way you do your podcasting?
so what I do when I go on, I record through Zoom, and then I have my phone going live on Instagram. So if you catch my live on Instagram, it's completely different. 95% of the time, what you see on the live is gonna end up on the show. It's only that 5% when I actually go back and hear myself, and I'm like, yo, I said this and that, and I gotta like go and I cut it. So like 95% of the time, but most of the time it's just record, put an intro, put the outro, and drop it. I ain't editing it. All I do is probably fix the levels so you could hear me better and it could sound a little bit more crisp on the audio. That's it. But besides that, the same thing you just saw on the live is gonna go on the channel or on podcast.
Yeah.
But when I bug out, bro, especially on Brewholes. Brewholes, I think, is the only one that I actually do edit. So that's what I mean, 95%.
Oh, okay.
That I do go edit because, you know what I mean? Sometimes a little bit of, some alcohol kind of get the mouth loose.
It gets people feeling good and talking wild, right? And then people get offended, right?
Damn right, bro.
Oh man, yeah, man. I hear you. And what's the other one you got? You said you had three, right?
Yeah, the other one is talking.
Yeah, yeah,
It's talking.
yeah. Send me the link to that one, man, so I could follow you on that one. I did see a cool episode. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's part of the Brujo. I mean, part of the King Mexico podcast. So it
Okay,
just dropped
okay.
as a regular episode as well. So and it'll say like talking.
Yeah,
So
man. I think I saw like shipment 93 or something. You were talking with, in the conversation you were talking about ugly babies, man. Oh man, you
that's the
had me
one.
roll. Yeah, that's the one. You
Talking shit.
sent it. Yeah, you told me, hey, check this one out, and I was like, all right. And then you put it on there, and you were just talking, and I was like, and I was like, I told you I love it. I mean, like, to me, that's what your podcast you wanted to do with your friends, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like that style, right? Yeah, it was funny, man. You're talking about ugly kids and all that. I recommend you guys check that episode out. What was the episode? The name of that episode, so you could easily find it.
That one's talking.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go look for that episode, guys, on the King Mexico Spotify channel. And you know what? That's an entertaining one, man. I had fun listening to that one, and I like that format, man, for your channel, man. I think it'll help you grow using that.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
man.
bro. Thank you. But we just dropped another one, and that one's even funnier, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my man's tattooing, and he's telling us stories. And the funny part is that I missed completely because I forgot to hit record on the phone. I missed about an hour, bro.
No. I hate it when that happens, man.
And we had to start over and stuff, but it was still hilarious.
Yeah, I think we had a comment here that says, "Who has been your favorite guest?" I mean, I know you've had so many, right? Probably had like over 100 guests already, but anyone that kind of like sticks out that you enjoy talking to as one of your favorite guests?
One of my favorite. They all my favorite.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But the one I had the most fun, I would say most fun. Not favorite. I can't say favorite because everybody who comes on is my favorite due to the fact that that's why I reach out because I find, interesting and I want to know more about. But fun has to be Honda Pro Jason because I love cars and I love Hondas as well. So our conversation was about an hour or hour and a half, and I'm mistaken. But we were talking about Hondas out the wazoo, bro. We were like going in, and he also has a yellow Type R that he converted. I think it was originally black. And he's the original person who was running around with a Type R in yellow. Like he repainted the whole car yellow. He's the first one to do it in the US. And he made it Phoenix yellow. And because of him, Honda USA pitched it to Honda in Japan to produce that yellow Honda you see today because of him. And
Really?
The specs that are in that limited edition yellow Phoenix, they took ideas from his car.
Wow. He's that guy big time, like a big time like car designer and like.
No, he's literally a Honda head. And he worked for Honda and he used to do like tell people, oh, you could do this with your Honda, do that with your Honda. But he's not a gearhead. Like he's not a mechanic. He reviews.
Yeah.
And he'll tell you like, oh, you can do this and this. But when it comes down to like breaking engines and all that stuff, he's just like, he just loves cars.
Yeah, man, for sure. I think we had another question. Somebody asked, why do you title your episodes Shipman? Because I that's a question I always had. Like, why does he call them Shipman? Like in the beginning of your titles.
All right. So the reason with the shipments, right? Because everybody calls their episodes, right?
Yeah.
But with me, I wanted to go like in a funny way. So I call myself King Mexico, right? And the first thing you think about King Mexico is you're moving bricks, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you
I got it.
So instead of I'm not moving episodes, I'm moving episodes, but my episodes are shipments. So I'm moving in shipments to you. So instead
That's
of being
that's
dropping an episode, I'm dropping shipments.
that's brilliant.
So that's why I call them shipments and not episodes. Because it just sounds catchy, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's shipment dropping.
Yeah, no, man. That's now we all know. You see, you learned something.
That's the
Yeah,
first
man.
time anybody asked me about the shipments. Thank you.
Yeah, man. It's yeah, man. Like for me, it's everything's taco related, right? Whether it's not or it is, it's just like taco puns and taco this, taco that. Yeah, man. So it makes sense, man. That's what you do, man.
That was a
Yeah,
good.
that was a really good question. Yeah, man. Yeah,
Over the
thank you. Thank you for that question, man. See, I like it when people have like cool stuff to put comments and stuff like that draws the conversation forward, man. So yeah, man. So what else do you do other than having three podcasts and having all these shipments? Well, what else do you do for fun?
workout. So lately I started picking up that damn kettlebell and jumping rope. So when I'm at work, on like my breaks, I do a 30-minute routine. So I have my kettlebell and my jump rope and YouTube.
YouTube.
I've been doing this for about 3 months now, bro. But it's funny, right? Because I still eat the way I eat. So basically, I'm just staying there.
Yeah, which is fine because like I know like a lot of people they're like, hey, you've been doing tacos and workouts for like 3 years and you're still fat, and I'm like, yeah, and it's like they're like, well, you've been working out for it's like, dude, you don't get it. It's like it's I don't work out for vanity reasons, right? I work, to feel healthy, which I do. I lost 60 pounds. So it's like I set out to lose 60 pounds. Yeah, I still need to lose a little bit more weight. But health wise speaking, my health like is dramatically better, right? And yeah, I'm still a little bit on the heavy side, but I've actually made some discoveries on my body, and I'm like, oh, I was like, okay, it's like there's a crap load of muscles underneath the couple layers of fat that I have, and I didn't know that. It's almost like so all I gotta do is like lose like 20 more pounds, and I'm gonna be like super cut or we're buff to me, right? So I'm like, oh, so I'm like, I think I'm gonna have to hit it hard, like lose those 20 pounds, so I could show everybody, what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, the number one thing I would tell to people about working out that it's not about like losing a whole bunch of weight. It's about feeling healthy and then not gaining weight. And if you're able to do that, then that's a win, man. You know.
Completely agree with you. And on top of that, I take my supplements. So currently, right now, I'm on testosterone, and I'm taking my creatine and vitamins and stuff, and that shit works, bro. Like
Makes you feel like you're 21 again, huh?
Yo, when I get on my testosterone cycle, bro, I be feeling like a beast. Like you don't understand, bro. I forget that I'm old, bro. Like sometimes I fucking forget I'm old. I'm dead ass, bro. The other day, my wife had to give me a reality check. She's like, you're no longer 20, right?
Yeah.
She's like, I'm like, bro, I'm an ox. I don't feel like I'm about to hit 40. Like, I don't feel like that. I don't feel like, I'm like not losing my strength. Like, if anything, I feel like I'm building my strength. And I told her, I'm like, yo, once I hit 60, I'm gonna go for those HGH shots.
What's that?
I'm gonna be looking like Sylvester Stallone, bro.
What is it? HDH? What?
Human growth hormone.
Human growth hormone. I got it after, yeah. Oh man, yeah, he's like 70 and he's still like,
See how?
Yeah, man.
I'm like, yo, once I hit that age and I think my insurance covers that shit, I'm gonna be like.
You're gonna be a buff old King Mexico with the beard like all the way down to your knees, walking around. Like, look at this guy.
Just think about it, bro. With technology, and that's now. Imagine 20 years from now, how advanced it's gonna be.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna give us the opportunity to live that long, man. I mean, obviously, if you're within, if you have the cash and to buy your health, then you will. Have you ever seen that movie with damn, I totally blanked out with Justin Timberlake and that one girl
Oh, at
when
the
they had
time.
like the time, yeah, I forget the name of the movie. But it's like they were like 50 and 60, but because you could buy time like with your wrist, it's like you were like super young.
Yeah, it's all about the time. So, what topics does he usually talk about? Oh, so when it comes down to the guests, that's what the topic is basically based on. So, for example, the last person I had, trying to remember. All right, so just for example, when I had Honda Pro Jason, all we talk about was cars. Honda and Acura, that was our topic. Our favorite cars, our favorite engine, our favorite like wheels, tires, like parts, accessories, and stuff to put in your car. What your car could do, you know what I mean? Like little tricks that they do now that they didn't do before. If I bring a painter, I want to know how he mixes his paint. What makes him start this canvas, and how the process starts. Like, does he like think about it, or does he just let his hand go off on the canvas and just whatever comes to mind, he's gonna start, painting and drawing and go from there. When I had the toy maker, how does this same thing? I want to know, how do you come up with the idea? Like, do you look up something? They tell me now, like with the toy maker, he has a bunch of toys, bro. Like he showed me, like yo, there's like nothing but toy parts everywhere, and he has them all categorized and stuff. So he'll just come up with something, and it hits him, and he'll just start. If
Like
you,
it just builds like different types of toys or like action figures or what?
so he makes action figures that are based on
Like movies, reality or whatever.
reality, like reality
Anime.
show, movie stars. No, no anime. The last one he just currently has, it's what the from Blink 182, First
Uh
Date,
huh.
the song. So the guy, how he looked, I
Yeah.
forgot his name, Thomas, the lead singer. So he just did one of those. I had another guy who was also a toy maker, and on the show we were talking about he should make the Bronco from the OJ, right?
Oh, the white car.
Yeah, so he ended up making a 2002 edition, right? So the idea for him, all right, so the first person I'm talking about is Sir Collect a Lot.
Uh
Check
huh.
him out. The second person I'm going to speak about the OJ Bronco, it's Dan's Productions. Dope person as well. Mad cool. We were talking about it, and I was like, yo, you should make the OJ Bronco. You know what I mean? Bring it up. And so he ended up looking for the Bronco. I was trying to help him out. I was like, yo, let me see if I could get this Bronco for him and see what he could do, right? So he ended up getting a Bronco, and he colored it white. And then he made it a 2002 edition. That shit was dope, bro. And he was able to make it with a Velcro, so you'd be able to take out the toy and
Yeah.
play with it. And then he does his own screen print on the cart itself.
Hmm.
He screen prints the front, and then he numbers it in the back. It's pretty cool, bro. Yeah, I got to check it out.
You know they're recalling those, right?
What?
The Broncos.
The new one?
Yeah, you didn't hear about it? They're recalling them for some reason. Not
Oh
all of
shit.
them, but some of them. I when I saw the Bronco, I was like, oh hell yeah! It's like I wanted a Bronco, right? But then they don't have that the shift is like a dial. I didn't like that. I don't like that dial shift, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna get it. So that was like a big no for me. But yeah, I heard they're recalling a couple of them. I don't know what
Damn.
the issue was. Yeah.
So yeah, so stuff like that. So it all depends on the person. Another person when I had yeah, if you ever heard of Hella Black and Mexican.
Nah.
So she's a animation. So she does this show based on her life. So she's half Mexican and half Dominican. So in her cartoon, she talks about living in the West Coast and how life was growing up, being the only black girl within the like Spanish community in the West.
Yeah,
So
because in New York, it's like mainly Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, right? There's not that many Mexicans in the East Coast, right?
prior, before growing up, yes, but now, bro, we here deep, deep. Everybody's out here now. It's like a big ass melting pot of South America, Central America, the Caribbean now. Huge, bro, huge. You'd be
Yeah. So
surprised.
so tell us more about New York for everybody who's never been or doesn't have like a good idea of what it is to like grow up in New York and all that culture. You guys, all that culture. We got culture. We're from New York. Like all that culture that I so much hear about in sitcoms.
So yeah, growing up in New York is not bad, guys. So like you just said, culture. There's so much culture. Like where I live at right now, right? If I want to have jerk chicken, I'm gonna go up. I could actually it's like a 5 minute drive. If I want Chinese food, that's like a 2 minute drive. If I want fried chicken, that's literally a minute walk. If I want to get bread, same thing. Now, if I want to get Spanish food, I'm gonna drive about 20 minutes. Then also, if I want good pizza, I could drive another 40 minutes with traffic. It's so in this area, bro, like in Queens, right?
Yeah.
So Queens, I would say, would be the mecca for most Spanish people in New York.
Really?
Yeah, like Queens is deep. Queens, I would say, is a lot of West End. Well, it's everywhere, but over there, I would say, is a little bit more like they have more parts that are like concentrated with West Indian people
Uh huh.
and like Spanish people. Like they take control, and then you also have like I would consider it. They call it Little Korea, but it's also like Little China as well.
Okay.
So you can actually, there's a part I think if you stand, you're basically in an area where you meet all four areas in that one corner.
Okay.
But just think about it. If you want to eat Chinese food, it's right here. If you want to eat Korean, it's over here. Now, when you get to Spanish food, you got Salvadorians, you got Colombians, you got Peruvians, you got Colombians, you got Venezuelans. I'm talking about this whole area, bro. So you're walking down the block, and you're seeing these different restaurants on top of Mexican food. Oh, and within the Spanish community, you also got the Brazilians. So now you have the Brazilian steakhouses.
Okay.
And number one is the pizza. We all know we got good pizza.
Yeah, man. New York talks a big game about having the best pizza, man. And I've never been, so it's like I need to get down there and do some episodes and figure out what's going on with that pizza, man. See what it's all about.
Yeah, the pizza, bro, is official tissue, B.
But you guys have that thin pizza, right? It's like thin and like big slices. That's kind of like the way you guys roll, like the kind of pizza that what's his name, John Travolta ate in Saturday Night Fever. That's the style of pizza that you guys rock with.
Yeah, that's the style of pizza we got down here. Like today, I had pizza, bro.
How much is a slice up in New York?
I have no idea, bro. I just bought, to give you an idea, I bought a Philly cheesesteak pie, personal pie, and a pepperoni pie. And that came out to both of them personal size pies, $27.
Damn,
I
27
know,
bucks.
right?
It's like food's getting expensive, man. It's like I remember when I started my show. I think we had a couple of tacos right here and there, and tacos weren't that expensive. And then we had like $2 tacos. Then we had $3, $4, $5, and then I was like, I'm never gonna pay $5 to $6 for a taco. And bam, like I ended up paying $6 for a taco. Yeah, man, they're like $6 to some different places and stuff like that. But it varies the quality of the tacos and stuff like that. But yeah, the whole point is that the food's changing, everything's getting a lot of more expensive, man. with I guess with everything that's going on, man.
Yeah, and another thing about New York, right, that I find different than the West, like we all live together, right? So let's say you minimum wage and wealth, right? And so you make a
Yeah.
good amount of money. We all live in the same block.
Oh,
But you
so
get to,
there's no like difference in financial hierarchy. There you're all lumped together.
yeah, so you could be living in the projects, and across the street from your house is literally luxury condos and shit going up for like $2 million per studio or apartment or an up. And you literally across the street from the projects and shootings and shit and crackheads. I don't understand why would you pay $2 million to get the view of that shit, and then you got some of them coming on this side to stick your ass up because they know you got money. That's another thing, like shit like that. Even the train, bro. Same shit with the train.
Yeah.
So it's pretty. It's
Yeah.
pretty.
Long Beach is a little like that, and according to our viewer here, San Francisco's like that as well. Yeah, man, it's just it's becoming more and more like that, I guess, everywhere, you know.
Yeah, man. But that's the only cool thing, you know what I mean? And they all talk to each other. You know what I mean? Like sometimes Stank ass will ask you for directions because he don't know where his ass is going. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty in the West Coast. I kind of see like people who snobby and stuff will kind of be like, ugh, they won't ask you shit. They'd rather just be lost.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
come up to you and ask you for like, oh, how do I get here? How do I, any
Yeah,
idea?
things are different on the West, man. That's for sure, man. You're up there, and I, it's gonna happen, man. I don't know exactly when it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna find my way up there, man, and I'm gonna check out all your foods. I'll probably get a couple of workouts out there, probably do an episode when I'm up there, man.
Oh yeah, the cheesecake too, bro. Don't forget about our cheesecake. Then we got pastry shops, bro.
Yeah, and what borough do you live in?
Brooklyn.
Okay, and that compared to other neighborhood, is that like the hardest neighborhood?
Nah, the hardest neighborhood is the Bronx.
The
I mean,
Bronx
Borough. Yeah, the Bronx.
borough?
The Bronx. The Bronx is wild, bro. Bronx is crazy.
Yeah, I just saw this dude get mugged on YouTube, and I think it was in the Bronx. Like the Uber driver, like he goes, "Hey man, I'm gonna need everything you got in your pockets," and just straight robbed him. And I'm like man, it's like I would hate to be giving somebody a ride as an Uber driver, and that happens to you, man.
But the stupid shit is, you call the Uber driver, right?
Yeah,
So they have all your information. Or
nah,
whoever called that Uber, they have your information. You got me?
nah, it doesn't work that way, man. It's I used to drive for Uber, and I know all the loopholes and all the tricks that people pull, against Uber drivers, and that's why I quit, man, because it was getting too stupid and too dangerous, and I just said, you know what, I'm out of here. Um, you gotta be like wise. You gotta like know what's going on. You gotta know how to read people. And sometimes people want you to use you as your mule. When you're doing Uber, they think you're stupid.
Hold on. So Uber don't tell you the person, like over here, right? When you get Uber,
Well,
they
yeah,
have
go
your
ahead.
number. The driver has your number, and he has your name, and well, he has the address, obviously, where he's picking you up from.
So it's like I know how it could be done, but I'm not gonna say it because I don't want anybody to be. I don't want the wrong people to be like, oh, so that's how you do it.
Oh, so there is
Trust me, I figured it out. So there's a way, and I'm not gonna tell nobody because I don't want nobody to be put in that situation, man. But you reminded me of a story, man. A couple times people try to get me to be their mule for Uber, and I knew exactly, yeah, I knew exactly what they were doing, and I was like, nah, I ain't doing that, So I kicked them out, and they're like, we're gonna report you, and I was like, go ahead, I don't care.
damn, bro, that's wild.
Yeah, man. Give you a quick little story, man. Because I whatever, like they don't know who I am, and I don't know who they are, but I'll just give you a quick scenario. Um, so I get a pickup, right, for to go from where I live to 20 miles up north, right? During the day, this girl comes out and she's like all like raggedy and she's like messing with her hair and she's trying to like play something off. And she walks up to me. She goes, "Oh, I'm going to my boyfriend's house, but I'm not ready yet." So she goes, "But he really needs this package." She's like, "Can you take it to him?" And I said, "Well, how long is it gonna take you to get ready?" She goes, "Well, I still need to like." It was like straight up like faking it, bro. Like like she tried to make herself look raggedy, like with her hair and nappy or whatever, right? Like, how long is it gonna take you to get ready? And she's all like, "Oh no, I still need to shower and I need to get ready, and this package needs to be delivered across town." And then I was like, I'm not a parcel service lady. Like, I'm not taking your package across town. And she goes, "It's just coffee." And I'm all like, okay. So it's like, you want me to take coffee in the middle of the day, not at 6 a.m., not at 8 a.m., not to a coffee shop, but you want your boyfriend to get coffee 1 o'clock in the afternoon. What's so important about this coffee that he needs to have it right now? And I'm all like, "Nah, I'm not taking it." And then she made a big thing, and she goes, "Well, can you cancel?" And I'm not paying the $5 fee for cancellation. And I'm all like, so you try to like get me to do like this deal, and then I say no. Yeah, man, it's just Uber, man. It's crazy, man. I have a grandpa Uber stories, man. And I just had to stop, man, because it was too much, man. It was too much, and it's not worth it, man. Uber, in my opinion, is a big scam. It's like you don't get what you're working for. It puts you in awkward situations. You could get fired at any minute by a passenger who just reports you because you didn't look at them the right way, or you didn't smile, or you didn't get off your car and throw the red carpet. It's just I don't know, man. Uber's not right, man. That's just my opinion.
That's
But
wild.
yeah, man. You don't have any crazy Uber stories? No, you don't use Uber. You just drive yourself.
Nah, I use Uber, but I don't have no wild stuff like that.
Yeah, tons of them, man. Maybe I'll do a special
That's
Uber
what,
episode.
that's what I was about to just say right now to you. I'm like, yo, you should do an Uber little hater saying your
I,
story.
I, I gotta write them all down. And I was like, yeah, man.
And then you
You
call
mean?
it the damn, what's that word? Uber Chronicles.
You know what? Actually, there's a guy who used to work for Uber, and he was big. I think he used to have a channel. I'm not sure if his channel is still called that, but it was Uberman. Yeah, and shout out to Uberman if you're watching. Yeah, man, he had
Uberman?
some. Yeah, Uberman. Yeah, he had a like a really like nice channel, man, and he would just like give you all his Uber stories, and it was entertaining, man. I think at before I started tacos and workouts, I was thinking about having a YouTube channel on Uber because of all the interesting stuff would come across, man. But it's I never did. I was like, well, that I don't like to take other people's content. So like if somebody comes up with the content, I'm like, I don't touch it. I leave it alone. I'm like, that's theirs, and I'll step away. So it's like I try to create original content that nobody has done. Because I don't want anybody to walk up to me and say, "Hey, you stole my idea," because that's not how I roll. So it's like it's 100% original content, and that's what I go. Now, people have borrowed or stolen my content, and in the beginning, it used to bother me, but now it's like I don't even care. I'm like, you know what? It's what it is. So I'm just gonna continue doing me, and they're gonna continue ripping people off, and that's cool, man. I mean, I wish everybody well. So and whatever it is they do, yeah, man.
But you should do that Uber Chronicles. Do it into 1 minute reels.
1 minute reels. Hey, speaking of 1 minute reels, are you also on TikTok and Instagram? You do a lot of those reels, or not so much?
Not that's how I actually promote that when I drop a shipment, I make a reel out of it, and I notice that the reels actually get more traction than the regular post. Oh, I forgot what else Instagram has.
They have stories, post, and reels, right? And then they have the live, right? But
Yes, but the reels that hit the most, like reels really do hit, and sometimes I don't even hashtag anything, and it depends on the song. Let's say there's a song trending,
mhm,
just pop that song on, and and it says vocal original. Well, it says original voice or whatever it is, and then music, right? The music just pop, leave it at one, so you don't even people won't even hear it. But just because it has that one,
yeah,
Instagram would tend to share that video more because of the song that's connected to it.
okay. So they kind of push it out more, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you determine how big your following is on Spotify?
You go to Spotify for podcasters,
Uh huh.
and they give you a rundown. And I like Spotify's rundown more than Apple's. Spotify is a little bit more detailed and more accurate than the one for Apple. Apple, like, they want you to like have these huge numbers before they start generating um to analyze your following, your
Yeah.
listening, compared to Spotify, which is wild. You know what I mean? And then I also get it from Red Circle, which is the host that I use to share the podcast throughout all the platforms, and they give me a rundown of every single episode, how it's doing, and it also gives me 24 hours, 7 days, 30 days, and year to date, and then it'll give me like a whole history from when I started till now to spread how the listeners have been going, and a spread of who's listening throughout the world. Like,
How often? Uh huh.
Huh? There's like
No, I
some
was gonna.
small village in like China that listens to me, which I'm like, what?
It's another Mexican. He made it all the way over there.
Bro, I'm like surprised, bro. Like a small village in like China. Like, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but they listen. They there. And
Yeah,
I'm
man.
like,
I have the same thing, man. I figured out how to do the analytics to my YouTube, and I found people in China, India. I found Brazil, Europe, and I was like Mexico, and I was like, oh wow. I was like, not. I'm not talking about like a huge following, right? But it showed that like those are the areas that the people listen to me. I'm like, okay, so
which is
cool.
cool. You know what I mean? When you start seeing stuff like that, you're like, damn, I really do reach somebody out there that still listens. You know what I mean? I even have people who listen to, people that might want to know this. I got people in Russia, which is cool with me. I'm like, yo, bro, you want to listen to me? I haven't reached Ukraine yet.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, man. I think for the most part, everybody's kind of has like the same consensus of like that whole Russia thing. It's like even the people don't. This is my opinion. Don't get mad at me, people. It's so some of the people don't agree what's going on, but within their government. So.
But we all don't. You know what I mean? But what do we do?
Yeah, man. It's at this point, it's like I don't think we can do anything because of any retroactive action could cause us to do something, man. Oh, you busted it out, man. You're gonna hit it.
I'm gonna hit it. You know why?
What is
We
that?
can't drink no vodka, but we're gonna drink some.
Uh
Boom. Yeah, this is actually not bad, bro. I actually picked it up for $25.
huh.
They had it on sale. Cause I guess people didn't like the.
Yeah, the logo kind of it's like a little bit of a turn off to me.
It's
I
actually
don't.
in Texas.
What's up?
It's imported by a company in Texas, but it's produced in Mexico.
Yeah, I don't like the label, man. I straight up don't like the label. It's like kind of clownish, little kiddish to me. I don't know,
It's
but
80 proof, Papa.
but that doesn't matter how it looks. It's all about the taste and the effects. That's what it all comes down to.
It tastes good.
Yeah.
It's smooth. Believe it or not, I wish I could send you this shit, bro, so you could taste it. It does not taste bad at all. And that's
You know.
another thing, right?
Uh-huh.
So trying to get beer from the West Coast over here is kind of hard. And there is people who do sell packaging, but it's pretty expensive, man. So on top of, having the person ship it to you, right? In the specialized container, they still have to buy the beer and send it out to you, which is wild. Because I would love to be able to send some of the beer from the east to the west. Because there's small breweries, right? That your guys are not gonna get in the same way there's small breweries out there that we're not gonna get, right?
Yeah.
And it'll be amazing if some of the breweries would be able to send some of them to us and us to them. But for them, it's not profit. There's no profit in doing that. You got me? So I've tried to figure a way to do it, but it's pricey. You know what I mean? Like some of the beer that I buy sometimes, if I wanted to send, like, let's say a 6-pack, right, of the stuff that I drink and I wanted to share, let's say, with yourself, I'm about to spend, give or take, about probably under $100, but close to 100
For a 6-pack?
just to be able to, yeah, because I'm gonna get
to ship it.
Yeah, but remember, I'm still gonna get the case, so I'll get like the pack of 4, right?
Yeah.
So for me to send it, I will send you 6 individual beers. So that's 6 different beers, and that's a 4-pack. So that's, you know what I mean? It adds up, because I still want to taste it as well. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna buy one of each and then just send it out, because you actually losing money. You're better off just buying the whole 4-pack than one. You get me? And then you could share that experience together once you get it.
What happens when you buy like a beer that's like costs you like, I don't know, $15 a beer, and it's garbage? What do you do then? You just drink it anyway, like.
That shit. But thank the beer gods, I have not fallen into that yet. I'm dead ass, bro. Once you pay that 15, 20, 30, the most I've paid for a bottle of beer was that episode you're talking about,
Yeah.
about Ugly Babies. That bottle paid, if I'm not mistaken, $30.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying that you spent $30. I was like, hell no. It's like I don't mind spending. I'll be like, when I used to drink, like high end whiskeys, like on when I used to go to the bar. Yeah, sometimes it was like 20, $25 or whatever. And that's kind of like where I ended up, like, and then I ended my career. But um yeah, man, paying $20, $30 for a can of beer is like, eh. But
Yo,
when it came to whiskeys, I was like, okay, like let's roll.
bro, you said whiskey. You're talking about bourbon. You're talking about scotch. I'm a collector, B.
Like,
I'm a collector when it comes down to those bottles.
oh yeah. And you never drink them, you just collect the bottles and that's it.
Yeah, bro. If I'm able to get 2, then I'll drink one and I'll store one. Because some of the bottles I got, bro, are hard to get now, bro. And I've learned my lesson throughout this shit, bro. Like, started like drinking whiskey and bourbons and scotches, bro. Some of the times when production is done and they distribute, that's it. And it's like, yo, really, bro? You're gonna make this fucking amazing bottle, and you no longer could recreate it, but that shit was so good. And then you buy the new batch.
Uh-huh.
Like, yo, this batch don't taste the same.
Well, you have to age it, right? Like 12 to 16, sometimes 18 and 24.
Yeah, it depends on the cask. Like bourbon, every time they do bourbon, it's always with a new tree they gotta cut down, so that's new oak. That's how you get bourbon. But whiskey, scotch, you're basically using the same used barrel over and over again and shit. But yeah, some of these, like, perfect example, bro. There's a bourbon company that everybody, I suggest you go and try. It's called Kings County Distiller. Yo, when I talk about these, man, these people make some amazing bourbon, bro. Matter of fact, I should get you a little bottle, bro. I think I should get you. Yeah, I'm dead ass, bro.
It's I don't drink, but then
Oh,
you send me this little bottle. I taste it, I become a big borracho, and I was like, King Mexico, you got me.
nah, bro. But I don't know. All right, so you probably remember notes and stuff in your day.
No, I do. It's like I remember all that, but yeah, no, it's cool.
Like, it has a smooth, like, burn to it, right? And you do taste the hick. You taste the smoke, and it gets that barrel, right? It gets into the alcohol, and you get that beautiful brown color, bro. That looks like maple, and it picks up that sweet cinnamon, molasses. I'm trying to think about it right now, man.
Can you
Yeah,
tell Can you tell the difference between a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old? I'm sorry, like a 12-year-old and an 18-year-old whiskey?
nah, bro. I'm not that good yet.
Because check this out, man. Last time, when I used to drink, I went to the store and I bought myself a 12-year-old whiskey, right? And my man, he got yourself an 18-year-old whiskey, right? And man, I paid $20 for mine, and he paid 150 for his. Same brand, same everything. And it was like, I think it was New Year's Eve, and like people like to do it up, right? They show up, but for some people, they think the more expensive the bottle, the better it is, right? And I asked him, yo, my man, what's the difference? He goes, I go, like, tell me. He's like, it's just better. But like, how better? Like, is it like it's just better? I go, can you even taste it different? He goes, yeah. But then I was like, and then I was in a situation where I could like taste both of them, and like I couldn't tell. So I was like, all right. I just know that like when I taste a particular brand of whiskey and I like it, that's the one. The ones that I would drink would be Woodford. Like with like nothing on it, right? Because they also had a rye, and then the Buffalo Trace, right? So those were the two that I ended up like drinking. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I'll be like, maybe I could just have a little bit, right? And but I'm like, nah, I'll just kind of wait it out. But if I were to start drinking again, I'll probably have myself a. I did the Corona whiskey at the same time. That was my drink. So I drank Coronas and whiskeys at the same time. You know, that was it.
Maybe shiver, bro. Yeah, here's one right now. You drank Bucanas?
Yeah, I drank Bucanas before.
You like how I said Bucanas?
You what?
You like how I said Bucanas? Mad White
Uh,
Bucanas.
Bucanas, is that how I said it?
That's how I said it.
Oh,
Bucanas.
yeah.
So
Actually,
Bucanas. Yeah,
actually, I when I was at a party once and I go, oh, you guys are drinking Buchanan's, and they're like, what? And I go, you're drinking Buchanan's, and then, man, everybody got pissed at the party. They're like, it's Bucanas, and I was like, I think it's called Buchanan's, but I mean, whatever.
and you had Johnny, right?
Yeah, I had Johnny. I
All
even
right.
had some of the blue, and I couldn't tell like the difference. I was like, what? I had the red, the blue, and I was like, well,
All
what?
right.
And I was like, I don't see it, but
Some people are gonna get mad. So Bucana has a middle one. So there's the regular in the middle, and then there's like a red something with a red seal and shit, whatever. But the middle one, right, actually tastes better than Johnny. That shit is official, bro. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Buchanan's is doing something right. Yeah, if y'all don't believe me, get both.
hey, you should do a special drinking just with the hard stuff, man. You know, the
I did
drinking
it. We
show.
did one. We did one and shit. It was like a bullet. We did bullet, which is like, it was all right.
Oh, it
But
wasn't all that for you.
not really. It was like, I got a $20 bottle right now. That's not bad as the daily, which is Eagle something, which is pretty good. It's pretty good bourbon and shit. You know what I mean? And like you said, bro, sometimes you can't tell, and it's all up to your palate. It's what you like, guys. When people tell you, "Oh, the more expensive bottle is better," no, it's all up to you. It's like women or men, if you're into it, or trans. You know what I mean? Whichever three you into, that's you, right? They could be big, they could be small, they could be medium, but it's your flavor, right? It's your flavor. It's the same thing when it comes down to alcohol. Just because you see that person in high end luxury doesn't mean their privacy is going to be the most amazing thing in life. You could have them at Scrubs and they'd be like, damn, they blew your mind off and you coming back for more. Same thing goes with alcohol. But there is some alcohol, I'm not going to front. There is some bottles that you are going to pay the 200, the 300, and those joints are going to be amazing. They're going
And
to give
those are the ones you collect. The ones that are like $200.
nah,
Okay.
like the ones I started collecting, they just happened to go up in price, and I just picked it up because I just had it. You know what I mean? And I always knew they always made a certain amount, so it was always a limited, like Japanese whiskey, right? Like I have like 3 different bottles right there, right? And I noticed that they were starting to cut down, and these are all official Japanese, not bottled in Sweden or bottled in U.S. and then shipped to Japan and then redistributed to be called Japanese whiskey, like official bottles and stuff. And some of them I got as a birthday gift. And I haven't opened them because it's hard to get these bottles now. At the time, I probably paid like $80. Right now, 2 of those bottles are running like $300, bro.
Damn.
That's crazy. I got another one. It's with a Belton's. It's the one with the jockey on the top.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the Kentucky Derby. People drink that shit. That shit right now is running about $150 a bottle. I have 2 of them shits. I bought it for $60 about 3 years ago. I had 3. I opened 1. Now to get that bottle, bro, I need to be on like a special list, and I need to spend at least $10K in the store in Total Wines just to be able to enter into the lottery to pick up 1 bottle.
Man, you know what? I'm just gonna drink the regular stuff. I don't gotta do all that.
Yo, that Louis shit they talk about,
Louis.
like cognac, that expensive shit,
Uh-huh.
and whatever that shit's called. You know what I'm talking about? That has like the little spikes and shit. It's like real like fancy shit.
Okay.
I was at a party and they had it for free. Yo, that right there, bro. That shit is official. Like that shit tastes like money. That shit tastes like money. I was like, damn, this is what fuck this shit tastes. I'm like, I ain't paying that. Whatever that bottle is, I know it's rent. I ain't spending that shit.
Oh man, it's super crazy, man. Well, I know it's getting late, and we could talk about boozing and all that, but we're gonna call it right here because I know you gotta go to bed, and I gotta go and you know uh, feed my taco addiction. But we want to thank you, King Mexico, for stopping by, telling us about your 3 podcasts right here. Anytime you want to come on, man, you know it's open for you, man. You know we love to have you again, man. But before we go ahead and just drop all your info so everybody could follow you and be part of the King Mexico podcast.
So, yo, guys, you can check me out mainly Instagram. So, and on TikTok. On TikTok, I am King Mexico 24 because I had deleted my account when I was King Mexico. And on Snapchat, I had King Mexico. I deleted it, so sorry, guys. But Instagram and TikTok, I'm currently on, so it's King Mexico and King Mexico 24 on TikTok. And also check me out on King Mexico channel on YouTube. And then on all major podcast platforms, you can even Google my ass. I'm actually now available on Google. So if you hit King Mexico, I actually pop up, which is kind of a dope feeling. You know what I mean? It feels good. It feels good to be able to get Googled and shit and find yourself. So yeah, man, thank you for inviting me, bro. Tacos and workout. Maybe when you come in here, we eat tacos and we work out, bro, and we fucking pop some HGH and some testosterone into our veins, bro.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. I'll see you up there when I get up there, man.
You already know, papa.
All right, man. All right. Thanks,
All right,
everybody.
bro.